40 goddamn years. That's not how old my dad is. No, that's not how old Ash's dad is. That's how old EastEnders is. 40 years of
And that's how
EastEnders.
old it'll be in February next year. And that
Exactly.
will culminate in the 40th anniversary, which is what this video we'll be talking about, because obviously we made a couple of predictions for the 40th anniversary, and maybe when it gets to the time, it'll be interesting to kind of piece together and take the piss out of what we thought originally. But generally, it all comes together in the end. It's quite hard to predict at the time. We also know what will be around, but we don't exactly know what will be there. Obviously, what we thought that Keanu would have been discovered at the 40th anniversary, but that happened earlier. We then thought that there was going to be a big, massive court trial with Dean, and or at least Shirley and Dean at that time, and we thought that was going to happen, but it's not. So now it's time to try and understand what the fuck is the 40th anniversary going to be. The 39th was quite a chill one because we did have a very hectic Christmas. We saw Denise's mental breakdown. I think that was pretty much the anniversary week last year or this year. So yeah, now it leads to the interesting one of who and what will be returning. If we had to guess, we have to imagine that the Sonia and Reese stuff will probably peak at the anniversary, culminating in the birth of Sonia and Reese's baby. I think the Martin and Ruby baby storyline will kind of hang over and be a focal part of the 40th because Martin is the original EastEnders baby. He was there. He was talked about in the first episode. Obviously, the 6 is going to play a big part because, I mean, it's the biggest story that Clinshaw has done in his run, and it feels like probably the next and final step of the 6 will culminate in that anniversary week. Obviously, the ramifications will last for a long time, but it feels like the end has to come at the 40th. Did you reckon?
Yeah, I'm just going to read on now. If you're alright.
I suppose I could probably flex out a bit more options of what may happen. What else has been announced? I imagine there'll be a wedding. There'll have to be a wedding on the 40th. I could easily imagine there being a Peter and Lauren wedding, if I had to guess. Obviously, there'll be the love story, which we will have a say in to see how it ends. I kind of believe there'll be a Sharon, Phil, and Teddy love triangle. I think we'll find out who Teddy's mum is, which will be a pretty big deal. I do think there'll be a big bust up with the Mitchells. I don't know. I've done a lot. I've done a lot of lip service. I think that's a pretty, it's a pretty exciting stuff to theorize about. And it'll be interesting to see how much of it actually comes to fruition. Yeah. Read on, I guess.
Sorry, guys. I'm not really this because I'm not really thinking about it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, start thinking. Start that brain going.
I can't.
Was I thinking about it before this video? I don't fucking think so.
I can't. All I'm thinking about is Christmas. I'm sorry. Yeah, I generally have no idea what the 40th plans are, which is good, but also a bit worrying, honestly. By the 25th, we all know who killed Archie reveal. The 30th, we all know who killed Lucy reveal. 35th was kept secret until it got leaked that it was a boat done, and that's one Major would die. Oh, sorry. Let me just...
Major. Denny Rickman. Or Denny Watts, I don't remember.
Someone major. Not Sharon, not Phil. Denny. No.
But yeah, I'll read on. But the 6 seems pretty much done at this point. It's not done yet. Let's be honest. There's still more mileage out of the story. We still need to see if they'll get away with it or not. Obviously, Linda having told people what she did I don't know. It's not done yet. Let's be honest. It'll definitely be settled for a while, but it will be the calm before the storm.
It seems like Ruby, Martin, and Stacey might be a big focus, but aside from the fan service and nostalgic cameos, I genuinely have no idea what it could be. Does anyone have any theories? Live episode that was
Also, to mention the next line was them saying about the Cindy and Junior affair. I strongly believe that will be announced ahead. That will be exposed at George and Elaine's wedding. I think that Junior will fall deeply in love with Cindy, and Cindy will just kind of be like, "Oh, what? I thought it was just a bit of fun," and it'll break his little fucking heart.
Live episode will allow viewers to decide the outcome centered around a lovely story. This was confirmed by the BBC. They will allow viewers to decide the outcome of a love story part of the 40th live episode. Not the whole thing. The outcome of the 40th then incorporating the live episode is not the focus. One of the many articles in it. I think the interactive element would be a minor storyline surely. I expect so. They've already filmed 8 weeks worth of episodes, so whatever the fault is, it can impact on things on a major scale. I think it'll be a love pentagon between Martin, Sonia, Stacey, Ruby, Priya. Sonia's obviously with Reese, but I have a feeling he's going to get exposed for Debbie Stepper in a few months.
I have a feeling.
I'm getting the vibe.
Yeah, of course it'll get exposed soon.
Also,
Christmas.
Also, I've seen this week or last week, whenever this comes out, that I got my wish. I got my wish. Debbie's dad came back. Whoa.
Yeah.
Woof woof. He can make me moo like a cow.
Father Debbie.
Father Debbie has a nice ring to it. And Sharon, perhaps because of the photograph this week. The photograph has led to the.
What? No. This is just the Ruby. That's just the Ruby revelation.
Oh, alright. I was confused. That's so bloody boring.
Fuck off.
Martin, Stacey, Sonia, Ruby centered is my guess. Martin and the mother of his three children. There was a reason they made a big deal out of Martin's fake 40th birthday party. The line about it all must mean something when Sonia asked about the 40th balloons. The love story element.
You are whispering a little bit.
Oh, sorry. The love story element will not be the main focus. I think the main storyline will be based around Linda. The 6th storyline will come to an official climax and it will be Linda's leaving.
Is that the same fucker?
How boring.
Is that Thomas MC? Is he? That's so bloody boring. Boring. Fuck off. Make your own theories.
Agreed. How I predict it going though. Christmas, I think.
Make your own fucking stories, Thomas. Stop fucking critiquing other ones. Yeah, Linda will be a major character going into the 40th. That's completely. Linda has been the main character of Chris Clenshaw's era. Let's be honest. Linda has taken that throne of being a prime fucking main character. Has gotten most of the impact. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I could see her staying and not leaving, but I could also see her going, honestly. Like, she did say if they ever split up Danny Dyer, that if they ever split up her and Mick, she would leave. Obviously, she didn't, but if she is involved in a massive storyline that culminates in her leaving in 2025, that could be a good reason to stay on. But I could also see her not leaving, so.
Christmas, I think Christmas will be the square wide reveal at the 6th. How the families all react during the Christmas meals. With Linda going to jail or rehab and taking a break from the show for a while. Unless they argue self-defense, but I definitely seen her getting convicted for how they dealt with the body after the fact, etc. Plus the Cindy Jr. reveal with a big night Neil Christmas. Lauren and Kojo oust them after months of gaslighting. No, please. No, don't put Kojo through it. No. Anniversary, I'm expecting a big stunt, one that physically transforms the square, not just a fire that can rebuild something that changes the whole layout. Preferably down the road, preferably down where the back fan is. It's in an awful state. How badly and could badly do with doing up. There was talk before of new sets being built and half yet to see them other than the fancy flats for Junior, Dean and Nadine live. So I'm thinking a sinkhole or a gas explosion. Pregnancy.
I do not want a sinkhole, please. Coronation Street did a sinkhole. It was fucking. It was okay, but it wasn't great.
I'm expecting someone to go into labour, so if Anna keeps the baby, then maybe her.
Anna's not keeping the baby.
Maybe her Sonia's due around then too. Marriage, I'm expecting a Suck Eve wedding. It's the first lesbian wedding in Soap that could potentially be a success. Roughly 6 months since they finally got engaged.
I think that would be a good way to Obviously, I don't like the idea of it because it does feel a bit rushed. But also, it would be a great way to show intent of having the first lesbian wedding in soap on the 40th anniversary, kind of unifying it at the forefront of the show. I think that'd be a great way to do it. Personally, I agree.
Plus the viewers vote side story. Deaths I have long had a theory that there'll be a few deaths the cast has brought, and I think each of the deaths will be someone who links to the Six family. Balance of the scales, if you will. Just when they think they've gotten away with it, the universe still makes them pay a price for and all that. And I think it could be Vinny, Johnny, Zach, Martin, Patrick. But I think the six have lost enough as it is.
They're not losing that many characters.
And Sharon has lost everyone she's ever had, bar Abby. So I think it's unlikely. Not to mention all my guests are the eye candy. So again, unlikely, but you'll never know. Returns. Max and Tanya. Go on, Ash. Go on.
Do it.
Susan Tully's Michelle.
I love it.
I need adoption. She's dead in the show.
There's no way that I highly doubt that's happening.
Again, I'd only accept a need adoption if she plays a different character. Because
you can only do it if you do if you do it like Amy saw Roxy. You can only really do it like that. Yeah, sure. We didn't see Anita Dobson die on screen, but I'd love her back. I would, but you can't. And fucking Mark Fowler is not that important to be brought back.
Or Todd Carty. On Grant Mixer is basically guaranteed at this stage. Why has his charm being left single? Grant's not staying for 6 months. Fuck off.
If Grant does, he's coming in for a week max.
I'm expecting a Sucky Eve wedding. I'm feeling it'll be Billy and Honey's wedding. Yes, so it's more likely to be celebrating long-serving characters. We know they're making arrangements, whereas Sucky and Eve had only just been engaged. Even if Eve filed for a divorce immediately after Sucky proposed, would have to wait a minimum of 6 months for a divorce to be finalised. She can't apply for an announcement on the grounds of no consumption when it's the same-sex divorce application. The earliest the divorce could be finalised in February, but we've yet to see them talk about making any arrangements, and Sucky's still waiting a new ring. I just can't see it happening personally because there's still this drama to come in the run-up to Christmas, and for them to deal with it, it'd be a lot. It would be a lot going on in a short space of time. Also true, I don't know if Billy and Honey are big enough to draw casual viewers. Yes, they are. Yes, they're both long-term characters, but they're going to want to get eyes on it. I guess it depends. I can't believe how close we are to Christmas and the anniversary. It feels like just yesterday we were guessing who the sixth miss was. Victim was.
It really does. This year's fucking sped on by.
The flash forward feels like it was a month ago and 5 years ago all at once. Time is flying. I was shocked. I was in shock seeing Albie starting school. In my mind, he's still young. I had to get that out. I had to get out my calculator. I just don't know if Billy and Honey had a big enough jaw. I think the inclusion of Honey's proposal during the marathon episodes waited for me as to whose wedding it will be on the 40th. It'll also be 10 years since Emma Burton returned to the show, which seems to be a theme with returns. Characters involved with storylines this year, for example, Stacey, Martin, and Sonia all returned in 2014. David and Bianca left in 2014. Oh yes, I really loved Honey and Sucky's friendship. I wish the writers would make amends, not animals. I know they had that little shared moment and thumbs up during the proposal. I would like if they made up or either A became one another's maid of honor or B had a shared wedding. But I doubt.
I think it'd be nice to have Suki have some friends because Suki is fucking. She has Eve and that's it. She has Eve and her family.
Reading on. If Martin is going to die, then I think what will happen is that we're basically choosing who his widow will be. Or maybe with a reveal, Ruby had his baby, or Ruby had a baby. But it isn't Son, and it isn't his. Sonia's baby is his, etc. Think about a few choice outcomes. They're going to have to find multiple outcomes for that. So the day after and for the rest of the week, I swear that whatever we get to choose really won't make that much of a difference to what they're planning to do. Anyways.
I mean, it will. We're choosing an outcome. Come on, boys. Isn't it also live?
I've said before it's going to be a really simple thing because they will have the aftermath filmed long beforehand. So it'll most likely be something like a couple that's leaving, they leave together, or do they leave single? Something that has no effect on the show whatsoever. Of course, they can also add in extra scenes to the following weeks if needs to be. They've often done this before. No, they'll have multiple endings filmed in advance for the public voting. They might film alternates for the next episode, but the entire week, the next one, surely not. Surely that will be prohibitively expensive. I think it's.
I mean, I know we talked about it a bit, but I don't really think that. Like, people already put it in a box, or it's like, I don't like this thing because it's like with a 6 where they go, but there's no danger in the 6. It's like, yeah, but it has changed a lot of people's lives. Like, I do think the thing we vote on will be a genuine fucking thing. And yeah, sure, they'll likely have the outcome they want in mind, but at the end of the day, they're not gonna fucking they're not gonna fumble it. Like, if they do, they're fucking stupid, you know? If EastEnders can't judge how the audience will react, they are clearly just doing something wrong, and I don't think they are. So, yeah, like, it will be something big. It will be the end of a storyline or the beginning of a new one, and that's fair enough. I just, it's a weird notion that people have started to believe that it won't be anything impactful. Like, they can film literally everything else. It just means they may have to change what they've already filmed. Like, they're only going to be changing like 2 people's fucking scenes, really. Let's be honest. It's not that hard to fucking do.
I think it's going to be the Anna, Bobby, and Freddie love triangle. 4 off, Bobby is leaving at the later end of the year, and his exit will be before Christmas, I imagine. I'm pretty sure Bobby leaves in a couple of weeks, so it won't be around Christmas. I think his exit will be in a few weeks with pregnancy scandal, like usually Xmas and Christmas.
People know?
What?
Do people know that he's leaving in a few weeks? I still assumed he was. They said his contract runs out at the end of the year, as far as I remember. I could be wrong. You know, that bit I don't fully remember, but I'm pretty sure it was fairly like, yeah, they just didn't renew his contract, so he'll be leaving at the end of the year. But could be wrong. I think with all that said, now it's just kind of reading shit in a slightly tired voice, which is fair enough. Been a long old day, but here we are. This is. Do we want to do the last one? The last one's a big one.
It's going to be something to do with the Makebills, the setting our storyline over the next few months. They will be fleshing the family out, and of course, Grant will be back for it. I'm also confident the return of Roxy on the 40th. Sub story plus we're setting around.
I don't think Roxy will return for the 40th.
Big Mo's death in her past coming back, and the return of the Mo of the Slater sisters. Cat's wedding to Alfie will also be showcased. Alfie's about to be diagnosed with cancer. He already is, so this will bring them back together. Sonia is going to feature in her storylines, as well as becomes evident is a bit of a madman and will likely attempt to kill her. In the months leading up to the 40th, got of a return of David Wicks, who jumps the storyline. Darren mental health with Pat will make a cameo appearance in a dream sequence. Ruby Allen is in her way back to the square. This will also lead to Max's return. Major debt will be Linda, who will die as part of the 40th, which will have something to do with Mick, who will be returning permanently. Mick's return will have some sort of connection to Janine and their child. Big Mo will also likely die. Going to be a lot of fun cameos from the old cast members, both dead and alive. Whatever thought through previous deleted scenes or as new scenes.
I don't think Linda's gonna die.
I don't like this. I don't like
it. I don't think Linda's gonna die. I'll say that much. Like, Linda, like I said, Linda's been the face of Chris Clenshaw's era. She has been established as a character who's been there for 10 years. I strongly believe that Linda will stay on the show for another 20, 30 years, depending on how long she's still acting. Like, she's done enough to become an all-time great in terms of the show, and I do believe that as long as she wants to stay, she'll have the fucking freedom and room, and we'll keep getting all of the big storylines that she deserves. But yeah, there we are. So, another set of predictions for the 40th anniversary. I know we do this video like fucking every couple of months, but it has to be done because, you know, you got to start thinking about it. Got to start getting excited about it. Yeah, sure, Christmas is coming up soon, but the 40th is even closer. So yeah, tell us what some of your predictions in the comment section down below. We've been watching Walford. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to join us in the next one. See you then. Bye-bye.